For the first time since the conflict began, Russia has struck directly at the heart of Ukraine's government. A drone slammed into the Cabinet of Ministers building, Kyiv's central seat of executive power. Within seconds, flames engulfed the top floors, parts of the roof caved in, and shock rippled through the capital's political core. This was no ordinary strike. It marked a turning point, an unprecedented attack that rattled Ukraine's leadership and exposed just how vulnerable its governing institutions remain in the capital. Stay with us as we walk through the full story. On the morning of September 7, 2025, sirens wailed across Kyiv. Soon after, the Cabinet of Ministers building, a towering landmark of state authority, was left partially destroyed and burning. Witnesses recalled a powerful detonation that shook the city center, scattering glass across the streets while flames tore through the upper levels. Fire crews rushed into action, raising ladders toward collapsing walls as smoke choked the district. But this was far from a single strike. That night, Russia unleashed one of its largest coordinated assaults yet. Roughly 8 Iskander-M ballistic missiles, 11 Iskander-K cruise missiles, and swarms of UAVs struck across Ukraine. In total, more than 20 cities were hit, with heavy fire directed at Kyiv, Kremenchuk, Reshetelivka, Donetsk, Ozerne, Starokostiantynivka, Sumy, Konotop, Kryvyi Rih, Odessa, Chornomorsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Dnipro. The scale was staggering. Beyond the cabinet building, a business facility in Kyiv was also damaged, adding to the turmoil. Across the nation, emergency services scrambled to respond as power blackouts spread. Infrastructure crumbled and casualties mounted. The Cabinet of Ministers is no ordinary target. It is the nerve center of Ukraine's governance, located within walking distance of parliament, ministries, and the presidential offices. Its position in the crowded government quarter highlights both the strength and fragility of Ukraine's political system. This district is also deeply interwoven with daily civilian life. Apartments, cafes, and shops share space with state institutions, making defense uniquely complicated. Protecting the skies above such an area risks deadly collateral damage from falling debris and failed interceptions. Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko quickly confirmed the strike, marking a watershed moment. Kyiv, once thought to be insulated from Russia's most aggressive attacks, was no longer beyond reach. Energy hubs, air bases, and weapons depots had all been hit before, but on September 7th, Russia crossed the red line of striking Ukraine's central government district. For months, Russia has conducted long-range drone and missile barrages against Ukraine, striking defense industries and military infrastructure. Moscow frames these strikes as retaliation for Kyiv's cross-border incursions that damaged Russian residential areas and energy sites. Officially, Russia insists it does not target civilians, though in reality, the scale of modern warfare makes civilian casualties unavoidable. One such Ukrainian attack came just hours before the cabinet strike, when a UAV targeted the Ilsky oil depot in Russia's Krasnodar region. Ukraine also struck the Druzhba oil pipeline in Bryansk, a critical conduit that supplies Hungary with the bulk of its oil imports. Last year alone, Russia sent nearly 4.8 million metric tons, around 95,000 barrels per day, through Druzhba to Hungary. Hungary's government, which maintains pragmatic ties with Moscow despite EU pressure, confirmed that the attack did not interrupt pipeline operations. Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó stressed that oil supplies continued. Still, Moscow seized on these attacks as justification for escalation. They are not holding back. They are directly targeting the heart of the Ukrainian government. Not only in the city, but in other regions too, Russia is attacking indiscriminately, hoping to completely paralyze Ukraine. Not only was Kyiv's cabinet struck, but Russia also struck command centers across Ukraine. Within days, Russian forces hit the command post of the 31st Regiment in Kalinovsky, Dnipropetrovsk region, and another headquarters near Kupiansk, alongside missiles and drones. Russia deployed FAB-series bombs, signaling that its retaliation was not restrained but overwhelming. With all their arsenal, Russia ready for retaliation strike. With all these events, how do both sides and even the West assess the current state of the war? As smoke drifted over Kyiv's government quarter, one truth became unavoidable: Ukraine's war has entered a new phase. The days when Kyiv could rely on layers of air defense to shield its government heart are over. Russia has shown it can reach deep, and it will likely try again. Even as US President Donald Trump pushed to accelerate diplomacy to end the 3.5-year conflict, the September 7th attack was framed as a turning point. Trump warned that Washington was prepared to move into a second phase of sanctions targeting Russia and its oil trade, hinting at the sharpest economic measures yet. However, as of the time this report was written, Trump had not given a clear statement on when these sanctions would actually be implemented. Across Europe, condemnation poured in. Leaders from Sweden, Italy, and Denmark denounced the strike, while UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he was appalled by Russia's latest brutal overnight assault on Kyiv and across Ukraine. NATO, meanwhile, quietly raised its alert levels, with Poland scrambling fighter jets as Russia's missile trajectories crossed Ukrainian skies uncomfortably close to alliance territory. The attack underscored how quickly a strike on Ukraine could spill into NATO's broader security equation. And yet, Moscow remained unmoved. Russia has weathered waves of sanctions since 2022, relying on its partnerships with China, Iran, and North Korea to blunt Western pressure. Instead of retreating, Russia has doubled down, projecting resilience and signaling that no political or military target is off the table. So, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.